I know the Bible says write it down, make it plain.
Yes, sir.
Put it down, write it down on paper. What your goals are. What do you want to do? What things that you want to happen in your life? What things you don't want to happen in life? Right. Just don't take the good. You know, a lot of times we like prosperity.
Sure.
We love prosperity.
We're not working for free over here.
You know, we love prosperity, but at the same time, you got to go through a struggle too to get to that prosperity moment. You know, and we in a microwave era. But you know, but one thing that I always keep...
Microwave, Sean, for all who've never heard that term.
Microwave, right now.
Right now.
Last week. Right now. Quick, fast.
Right.
You know, but one thing about it, you know, one thing that you always got to remember, the devil out here to kill, steal, and destroy. And when you sleep, he's still working.
Oh yeah, overtime. That's called interest.
And so many times that it's wolves in sheep clothing out here. And we painted up how we think our blessing should look like. We painted up who we think it should come from.
And when and where.
Yeah, but
there's no perfect time to get started. No perfect time.
You know what, Stace? One thing, I talk to everybody. I talk to the least of them to the most of them. Right. The people with some, the people that ain't got nothing. But I love strangers because I know that one day that stranger might be an angel for me in my life.
Oh yeah.
So you never know who the Lord's gonna bless you through and what the Lord gonna bless you with. Because when I started my life out, man, when I started out back in the day, we had nothing, man.
And you always say a dollar in the navel. Don't forget that one.
My mom always said, you got your navel with a dollar bill.
That's it.
And that's all you got.
That's all you living with.
But you know, on this past week, you know, one of the guys, you know, that I know that I always looked up to, he committed suicide, and I kind of felt passion for him.
He had a brand new Harley Corvette.
Yeah. But one of the things about it, when I looked at it, and I thought about my own situation, see, I done lost 5 brothers. Yeah. I lost 5 brothers due to things of life, just the common
not old age. Not old age.
It wasn't old age that killed them. It was just the things that people go through, the choices that people make in life. And so when I lost one of my brothers back in 1975, around Christmas time, and it was snowing, and you know, we were like every other Southern family coming up north. And when I lost him, you know, we was me and my brother and sister, we had a pool table downstairs, and that's why I shoot pool. That's why I shoot pool.
Right.
But you know, and I remember I was 6 years old, and probably my oldest sister was probably 13, 14 years old, and I remember him that particular day. We had my buddy Butter, his dad, Butterball. He was the Black Santa Claus in the community, and I remember that particular day closely. And we all went to Douglas Annex, and the fire department was really connected with this program, and Butterball, he come up off the ladder, and Mother Hattie was there with my mom, her were best friends, and so Butterball come ho, and he throw out the toys to the kids and stuff like that. But when we got home, and I remember my brother particularly asked my mom to give him some money and things of that nature.
Right.
You know,
he was in college.
He was going to Parkland. He wanted to be an attorney. He was 19 years old. And I remember my mom, you know, we just didn't really have it back then. And so then I remember him kind of depressed and talking to a few of my uncles and different other things like that. I was still young, so I don't remember all that details.
Right.
But I do remember when my brother came a week, my mom, she's always been on, you know, back in the day, see, y'all get to, see the kids now, they get to play in their new clothes.
Right.
See, when you get to play in their new clothes, you had to take them off. You know, you got to save them for good days, for Sunday. You know, it was called Sunday clothes, just church clothes. Right. You know, you had different clothes to different days. You know, you get it all twisted now. You know, but what happened back then is we had to take our Sunday clothes off and put our play clothes on. And when we did, we ran upstairs, and I remember my brother coming back up because he was real fast. You know, Joe was fast. You know, and so he ran back upstairs and he said, Sheila, we call her Sheila, came out the downstairs with a rope around his neck. And it shocked me to death. You know, I'm like, what? So I was the youngest, and we all ran downstairs, and we all seen him hanging. And I remember running back upstairs. We were scared, we were spooked, and we went next door to get some help. And Uncle John and Aunt Maud stayed next door. And Uncle John, he was an old timer. He was an old painter back in the day. And we told him exactly what was happening. He got over there as fast as he could. And I remember him running into the kitchen to get a knife. And I remember him coming back upstairs crying. And I remember them hustling and stuff out the house and go next door. I remember them going to get my mom from church because she went up to her afternoon church service. and her and Mother Hattie. And I remember them rolling him out on what we know now to be a cop. But one thing about it over the years, what I thought about, because I miss my brother, you know what I'm saying? He missed out on the greatness of life. Don't get so caught up on a rainy day. Don't get so caught up on, when things ain't going right now. The sun gonna shine. Things will get better if you put the work in. I'm thanking the Lord for my other brothers and sisters now, because what we did, we learned from that experience. Turn your negative into a positive. It's positive things. It's a positive outcome at the end of every bad thing. It can be a positive outcome if you make it be.
The 6th action step.
It can be a positive.
Turn a negative into a positive.
Turn that negative into a positive. It was times that I couldn't talk about that situation. But now I've grown a lot, matured a lot, and I can talk about that situation. And a lot of times we so caught up on this new wave of church and things of that nature.
Like mega churches, right? Like
Eddie Long.
Yeah.
How we put our faith in Eddie Long. Right. We put our faith in the T. Jakes and all this
other stuff.
He's
got 40,000 followers, and he's got the biggest, most opulent church and cars and yachts and planes. But look at the story. Look at the pillage behind that.
Yeah, but
fallout.
Yeah, but at the same time, Stacey, we put our faith into that. But we done got away from the old time religion. Right. See, I grew up in AOH, under Bishop Sheriff, and then after Bishop Sheriff passed away, it was Bishop Elder Wright. Now Elder Wright is Bishop Wright, and I remember his struggle. And I thank the Lord for Bishop Wright. And when I look at him and I see him ride or I see him look good, he deserved it, because I was in the crunches with him when he was struggling. But at the same time, we got away from that old time religion. We got away from testimony service. Yeah. See, and what I just gave you guys was a testimony about my life to encourage you for your life. Right. And the things that was a negative for my family or a downfall for my family now could be an uplift for you while you going through something. Because we all gonna go through something. Right. It ain't the problem, it's the solution. Don't let the problem in your life outweigh the solution in your life. You sit back and focus on the solution. Don't spend too much time arguing and complaining about where you're at. Complain and argue about how I'm going to take care of my business to get out of where I'm at. How I'm going to come out of that. Because like you said about the guy in the store that grabbed the gold casket, and then it was
Prince of Morocco,
and it was death.
It was death and destruction.
It was death and destruction. So what you got to do is don't look at the outer man. Look at the inner man.
Yeah, we call that the Promethean over here.
A lot of times, Stacey,
$31,000 casket, and I think that rang with him. She's worth more than $31,000. Yeah. Her father had $300 million. So,
you know what, Stacey? A lot of times, Stacey. Sometimes, in life, people will talk about people they don't even know.
Right.
Say things about people, and they haven't even seen anything or heard or watched it for themselves. Their eyes haven't seen anything. Right. Don't be so quick to judge other folk that you don't even know. Go around and meet people and stop spreading so much gossip and things of that nature. Venomous.
It's bad talk, and the power of the tongue is so powerful.
Miss Essie was a adopted grandmother, and it's Bo Peep's grandmother, but I adopted her as my grandmother. She lived next door. But she grabbed me by the tongue one day. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She grabbed me by the tongue. She said, Sean, that thing right there can kill. And one of the biggest lies ever told was sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. That's a lie.
They can kill you. They can
destroy
you.
Because people have said things to me in life that could have destroyed me.
Devastating.
I've had teachers say things to me back in the day.
You'll never make it or never succeed.
You can't be anybody. With that attitude, you never be anything.
Don't have a dream.
And
you're one in a million too.
What you do is keep on working with them kids a little bit longer. What did you get into it for? You definitely couldn't have got into that job for a check.
You don't teach to make money. You teach because you love it.
You got it. And some jobs you're in it just because you love it. I went to Grace Wingfield. She was her retirement thing at the Civic Center. And it was such a moving service because when I looked at Miss Matthews and I looked at Miss Sharber and I looked at so many people that I knew from back in the day, and I know Grace loved the job. She really cared about us. Ducky and those people really cared about us. And we felt it when we walked in the schoolhouse. You know, I mean, we felt that love. You know, they didn't treat us different. I mean, and I even remember, it wasn't a black and white thing. They treated all kids with love. You know what I mean? They sat and talked to the white kids just like they talked to the black kids, and that's why they got the results that she got, you know, and that glitter during her retirement.
Right, and that's true glitter there.
That's true glitter. That's reaping the harvest that you the seeds you done planted, and you can able to go back to it, and she can cross those bridges, you know, and it's always stay. You always say stay hood connected.
Oh yeah.
Don't lose your hood connection.
You can always come back.
You know, don't get so big that you gotta get the trails of break near Sawgrass or Ayrshire, Devonshire, and then you don't look back and leave the door open. You know, you don't look back and come back to
close the door behind you.
Yeah, and so many times we as soon as we cross the bridge, we destroy the bridge. Right. And nobody else can come across the bridge.
No man is an island.
Yeah, you can't be on an island by yourself, you know. And so, you know, I just thank the Lord for where He's put me in my life to be able to do some of the things that I'm doing right now, and even talk to you guys on this television program.
Because you know, just like your teachers, I mean, you know, as touching and as moved as I was by that story, I'm sure she was equally touched, and you got that same feeling back from her at that retirement party.
Oh yeah, oh man. One thing about it, when I walked in, I mean, and her grandson comes to the barbershop, gets his haircut, and I'm able to talk to him and tell him about his grandmother, because it's nothing like hearing about some of your people, because they don't like to tell their own stories sometimes.
Storytelling is so important too. It's like nostalgia, and it, you know, when you've lost a loved one, and really all you have is those moments and feelings and thoughts, and telling stories is very, very helpful. I've learned that, you know, while being employed with you, and it's just really been neat to see that.
You know, and when we do these services, we always try to get family input, friends input. Sure. You know, we encourage that to families, because it's part of that healing.
Really, it's an autobiography. It's what you did between the dash.
Yeah, and it's part of healing yourself. And we try to include, you know, loved ones, you know, maybe a sister, maybe an aunt, maybe a granddaughter, to read the scroll of life of the loved one. It's tough sometimes, but it helps release that frustration, that tension that's all built up in you of the loss of a loved one. You know, so you're able to play a part and able to, and then if me and you slip and miss something, they're able to add something, or if they slipped and forgot to tell us something, they're able to ad-lib and add that in to that part. And like the other girl said the other day, you know, one of the girls, she said, and I'm not even gonna say her name, but I give her her other name that I found out, Miss Chopper. She said that she loved her aunt's cookies.
Yeah, wonderful baker.
Wonderful baker, loved her cookies.
We didn't miss that either, did we?
Oh, we didn't miss that. Love, we put bacon, but we didn't say cookies.
Baker.
Yeah, we said we put baker, but she loved them cookies, and I love that family. Yeah. I mean, and it's so powerful to me when we connect with these families and we start finding out who's connected with who.
Wow, it's amazing. It's like a domino effect.
Exactly, and so it brings us closer. It brings me closer, because a lot of times we like to tell people, well, you come to my church, you come to my program, and this, that, and other. But we gotta go back to the construction site. We gotta go to the people and meet the people where they live.
Go to the kitchen table.
Yeah, go
have a meal.
That's right. Go find out who they are, what they're going through. You know, and so that's what our leadership in the community. And I task all the rest of my leaders is in the community. Let's all collectively, let's go out and find out who we're serving. Right. You know, I mean, that's one of the powerful pieces about the political race this past year. Was going door to door. And it was so many testimonies that the guys brought back to the group meetings and said, man, when I went out to so-and-so house, and they was able to ask me about this and ask me about that.
Actually get real mad.
And they said, man, wow, you guys are knocking on my door. You know, because it's a lot of lonely people out there.